Alright adventurers, strap on your armor. Banana breakdown here, and today we're sizing up D&D's 13 basic armor types. From flimsy fabric to impenetrable plate, we're ranking them all. Ever wondered if your character's walking around in glorified tinfoil? Well, you're about to find out. Let's quickly explain how this tier list works. We're using the classic S to D ranking system. S tier is the cream of the crop, the armor your enemies wish you didn't have. A tier is great, but not quite godly. B tier is solid, dependable, like that friend who always shows up to help you move. C tier is, well, it's there, it's trying its best. And D tier, let's just say if you're wearing D tier armor, you might as well be fighting in your underwear. We're sticking to the player's handbook here, so no fancy magic armor or artifacts. Just good old-fashioned metal, leather, and whatever the heck padded armor is made of. Remember, this tier list isn't just about AC. We're looking at the whole package: weight, cost, restrictions, and how likely you are to be laughed at by the local tavern crowd. Now, let's start with the bottom of the barrel and work our way up. D tier. First up we have padded armor. Congratulations, you're wearing a quilt. Sure, it's cheap, but so is dying. And with disadvantage on stealth checks, you're about as sneaky as a drunken Goliath in a china shop. Next, we've got ring mail, the participation trophy of heavy armor. It's heavy, it's noisy, and it doesn't even give you that great of an AC. It's like wearing a bunch of keychains and hoping for the best. These armors are the equivalent of using a water balloon in a sword fight. They exist to make other armor types feel better about themselves. If you're wearing these, you'd better hope your charisma modifier is high enough to convince your enemies to attack someone else. Alright, let's talk about C tier, the armor equivalent of a participation trophy. These are the types that make you say, well, at least I'm not naked. First up in our hall of mediocrity, we have hide armor. Congratulations, you've skinned a bear and wrapped yourself in its regrets. It's cheap, it's not terrible, but let's be honest, you smell like wet dog in a sauna. Plus, nothing says professional adventurer, quite like wearing the remains of your last camping trip. Next on our list of meh is leather armor. The favourite of every newbie rogue who thinks they're hot stuff. Newsflash, you're not. It's light, it's relatively cheap, but it's about as protective as an angry look. On the bright side, you'll fit right in at the local Renaissance fair. Now we have the chain shirt. It's like the medieval equivalent of wearing just the top half of your swimsuit. Sure, it offers some protection, but you're still half naked in a world full of dragons and other pointy things. It's for the adventurer who says, I want to protect my vital organs, but my legs can fend for themselves. Welcome to B tier, where the armor starts to actually do its job. It's like the Honda Civic of protection. Not flashy, but it'll probably get you where you need to go. First up, studded leather. It's like regular leather armor, but with attitude. Those studs aren't just for looks. They're there to remind you that you almost bought something better. It's the choice for rogues who want to say, I'm sneaky, but I also like a little bling. Next, we've got scale mail. Congratulations, you're a fish now. It's clunky, it's noisy, but hey, at least you're well protected. Just don't expect to sneak anywhere unless you're infiltrating an aquarium. Breastplate makes the cut here too. It's the armor for people who say, I want protection, but I also want to show off these legs. Great for beach episodes of your campaign. Rounding out B tier is chainmail. It's reliable, it's classic, and it sounds like wind chimes in a hurricane. Perfect for when you want to alert every enemy within a 5-mile radius of your presence. Moving up to A tier, we're getting into the good stuff. This is armor that makes dragons think twice. Leading the pack is half plate. It's like the mullet of armor. Business in the front, party in the back. You get solid protection without completely sacrificing your dexterity. Plus, you can always tell people the other half is in the wash. Next up, splint armor. It's like plate armor's slightly less attractive cousin. It'll keep you alive, but you might not look as dashing in the victory paintings. Still, it's a solid choice for those who prefer function over form. Last but not least, in A tier, we have the humble shield. It's not full armor, but slap this bad boy on your arm and suddenly every other armor type gets a nice boost. It's like the overachieving sidekick of the armor world. These A tier options are for adventurers who've upgraded from "I hope I survive" to "I'm pretty sure I'll survive, and I might even look good doing it." They're not the best of the best, but they're close enough that most monsters will think twice before taking a bite. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the pinnacle of protection, the apex of armor, the sultan of safety. It's S tier. In this elite club, we have exactly one member: plate armor. This isn't just armor, it's a lifestyle choice. When you don plate armor, you're not just saying, "I don't want to die." You're saying, "I want to laugh in the face of death, then invite it out for tea." Plate armor is the stuff of legends. It's what dragons see in their nightmares. You could fall off a cliff wearing this, and the cliff would apologize to you. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's heavy. And yes, you sound like a walking kitchenware store. But who cares? You're practically invincible. With plate armor, you're not just entering a dungeon, you're making a grand entrance. Traps. Please, the traps should be afraid of you. Dragons will take one look at you and seriously consider becoming vegetarians. Sure, you might need help getting on your horse. And yes, swimming is now a distant memory. But these are small prices to pay for the ability to strut through a battlefield like it's your personal red carpet. Remember, adventurers, plate armor isn't just protection, it's a statement. A statement that says, "I have arrived, and I dare you to do something about it." And there you have it. Adventurers, the tier list of basic D&D armor. Rather than being informative, I thought I'd make a more casual video. If you want one with actual information, let me know. Remember, at the end of the day, the best armor is whatever keeps you alive long enough to loot the dragon's hoard. Whether you're rocking that S tier plate or still saving up for something better than glorified pajamas, what matters most is how you use it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more D&D content that's almost as good as finding a bag of holding in your starter equipment. Got a bone to pick with these rankings? Think leather armor deserves more respect? Let me know in the comments. Just keep it civil. We don't want to start an armor war here. This is Banana Breakdown. Bye.